Hello, my name is Amelia Hansford and I am the head of the Littlesborough's Investigative Team. At present, we are undergoing an exploration into the context of which famous photographs were taken, specifically late 20th century domestic photography. A finger presses a button, a shutter snaps, and a moment in time is frozen forever. 3 photographs we have already explored includes the 1977 prom between Carl Fox and Amelia Howell, Ronald Matthews' first photograph that ignited his passion for being behind the camera, and the first recorded photograph of author Jerry Hart at age 2. Our 4th photo, in my opinion, didn't just deserve Littlesborough's attention. It deserved the world's. Let me be clear, those photographs weren't taken in the 1980s. They weren't? Nope. You know, I wasn't really meant to be in that thrift store at that time anyway. I just posted something off at the post office and I was waiting for my favourite coffee shop to open. So I just had some time to kill, so I just browsed an op shop. Something was drawing you into the store, you could say. You know, it's kind of creepy because I wasn't even in there for not even 5 minutes, and I just drifted over to the greeting card section, the little baskets they had, and they were just facing me as soon as I came over to that section. And you had recognised the top photo from the internet? Well, I mean, kind of. Like, you know, if any girl around my age would, you know, this one actually was floating around those like Tumblr tags and Pinterest boards of when it was kind of, you know, hip in 2016 to wear like double denim, flannel, so I guess people were just naturally drawn to that photo. Yeah, and even though I wasn't really part of that community, it just filtered throughout different tags, and yeah, that's how I recognize it. Do you know how it got onto the internet? To be honest, I'm not really sure. You know, it wasn't me, if that's what you're truly asking. We were hoping you would answer that for us, Miss Jefferson. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I don't know. Okay, let me be completely frank with you, Nancy. Do you know who the girl in the photo is? Well, a quote I've always loved is, "Birds who were born in a cage think that freedom is a crime." The morning I found these photos in the thrift store, the morning I had, would blow the mind of this girl. The independence to nip from place to place, post office, coffee shop, thrift store, it would go against the influenced mindset of this little girl. Freedom? What is she talking about? These photographs show this little girl's taste of freedom. She's always been told to smile. Boys don't like girls who don't smile, and when the shutter went on these photos, she held freedom in both of her hands, and she was frowning on purpose. Miss Jefferson, I don't... Freedom blazed in her eyes, Miss Hanford. Vintage clothing, actual vintage clothing made in the 1980s, is draped across her body, and she is pleading through the photograph, and she's screaming through the grave for her story to be told. The girl in these photos have died? Nancy Irene Xavier exists in these photographs. Nancy Jefferson is the girl who is sitting in this chair and is being recorded by this camera. The truth is, I didn't discover the context of these photos, Miss Hansford. I lived them. Should we call the police? The police have done their part, Miss Hansford. The man who took these photos is the bastard is locked away now. And what did he do? Are you legally allowed to say so? Of course. He always said I looked like her. He preferred me over her. I was the one who discovered her body in the pool. I saw the box open and the flannel top and the flannel skirt pour out, and these polaroids may not be from the 80s, but the clothing sure is. Do you want us to include this part? We won't need a lawyer present or anything. Amelia, I've been trying for the past 24 years to escape my past and put it all behind me. I've changed my name, my address. You know, like everyone, I was an ordinary moony teenager, but to deal with being an orphan and also to be the accessory of a murder. Our house was filled with family and love. If you want to make a true crime documentary, I'm making you one. Just an unprepared question for you, Nancy. How do you think the Polaroids ended up in the thrift store? Again, I cannot say for sure. You know, I was immediately sent to foster home, and all of my childhood things, my paraphernalia, furniture, all of it was just left to rot in the house. Who knows where the camera was, or where it was left, or where it is now that took these photos. And I don't think that these photos have gone to different homes because they look exactly how they looked when they slid out of the camera. These photographs were technically a part of a crime scene. Have you thought about handing them over to the police? I have thought about it if I ever was to come across the photos again, but I don't really see the point now because he's in jail, and that's where I hope he will rot for the rest of his life. I think we have all we need now, Miss Jefferson. Thank you so much for your time today. Well, to be honest, I should be the one thanking you. I didn't think I had the willpower to talk about specific details. You know, I feel that there's a burden that's been lifted. In fact, what are you... Nancy, no! Oh my god, no. Nancy! Nancy! Oh god. I never thought that our research would contribute to the actual conclusion of what we were solving. We were with Nancy Jefferson for less than 3 hours, and when we first met her, we felt there was immediate presence coming off of her as she walked into the room, and there was just this energy that she had a story to tell. The story in question wasn't anything like we were expecting. As a team, we decided to have Nancy's photo as the fourth and final photo to be investigated. Upon further external research, we discovered that Nancy's father Calvin Robert Xavier has just entered his 24th year in his 76th year life sentence at the Littlesborough County Penitentiary. When contacting the prison, they had no record of Nancy being a visitor. After all this time and what has happened and what we have concluded as a team, we're just really thankful that Nancy and her mother have now been reunited. Cut from here.